NHSX was essentially set up to drive digital transformation within the NHS, and doing that is essentially the biggest health services digital transformation project in the world, and it's got a lot to it. So NHSX was set up to make it happen essentially. Well, the main goals are to bring digital into the heart of how the health system works and functions, and the goals of NHSX are to really enable that to happen. So looking at things, for example, like governance, and then just really looking at everything from procurement to ethics, looking at cybersecurity, all these different issues that come into play when a health service as big as the NHS in England is trying to go digital. The aspiration is there, but actually how do you make that happen? And that is what NHSX is aiming to do. One of the initiatives that I'm involved with is around artificial intelligence. Really keen to be able to bring that within part of the digital transformation of the NHS in England. And there's all sorts of interesting challenges in that. And one thing that we're working on at the moment is a code of conduct in terms of how do you ethically use AI within a service like the NHS. So I think that's been very interesting. The main challenges for healthcare in England are quite similar to what they are in many other places. We have massive demand, escalating costs due to the expensive new treatments, new diagnostic opportunities, and at the same time we have this aging population. So not only are there more older people, but there are a lot more chronic diseases. There's a lot more different approaches that need to be taken to this changing demographics that we're seeing in England, as of course we're seeing all across Europe. So when you're thinking of these changes that are happening to the population and to demand for national health services, then digital really needs to be at the heart of making that sustainable going forward. Well, I think if anybody knew that, then all the health systems would be digitalised fully already. I think that a lot of this is about understanding what needs to be thought about from the from the back end of the service. So as I said, all these things like procurement processes need to be understood, the ethics, the cybersecurity, etc. All these things that just make it work. But then really what needs to happen is that the health service needs to be behind it. The staff need to be ready for digital transformation. In the UK, we recently published a report called the Top Hall Review, which really emphasised that for England the workforce needs to become digital ready, and I think that those sorts of challenges are actually driving some of how this is going to be implemented. Well, I guess that the future plans are to make digital transformation a reality within the NHS. We have various projects at the moment, like the global digital exemplars and how health data is being used, and really we're looking to scale those up so that we're able to learn from those projects and make them successful all the way across the NHS in England.